when you'll have a tight timetable and when you'll have a very tight timetable, so right now it is 7 p.m. Friday and this video has to go live tomorrow, that is Saturday, and believe me, right now I am in a state of tachycardia, shivering, pale, drained and everything like that, because I am having my result, the counseling result, coming out tomorrow, and the branch which I'll get tomorrow would be finalized for my entire life, and it is really scary. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Kanika and welcome to my YouTube channel, and also today another episode of Q&A with Dr. Kanika. Subscribe, share, like, comment and everything good. Just do it very quickly so that we reach 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible, and then we'll have a live session so that we can interact and know each other very well. And obviously I would be telling you the branch I get, so stay tuned and stay connected to my channel, and you would definitely get so many updates about my life very soon. So let's get into the video and answer to your questions. Question number 1 is by Spandan Bhattacharya. He says, I want to know what was the most embarrassing moment in your medical college. Okay, so embarrassing moments I've had a lot, and I feel it is very normal for anyone to face embarrassing moments, especially in a medical college, MBBS college. And if you're not facing any embarrassing moments, then you haven't lived your MBBS college life at all. So initially when it happens, it is embarrassing, but later on you feel that it was a part of fun and everything like that. And the most embarrassing moment which I can recall right now is the one which happened when I was in my first year, and it was my anatomy lecture going on, a demonstration lecture. We had a demonstrator teaching us, and while she was teaching, everyone in the class were laughing. There were no one was quite interested in learning what she was teaching, so everyone were laughing, and even I was, of course. But I have that very bad habit of not controlling laughter even in the serious moments, and when she scolded, the whole class just shut down themselves, but I couldn't, and I was continuously laughing even after that. And then she came up to me and she screamed and she was like, just get out of the class. And honestly I was like, what? Everyone was doing that, right? And now just why me? And just because of having that thing in my mind, I was so rebellious that I even screamed back, which is completely wrong. Disclaimer, remember this thing. When you are in an MBBS college, you cannot scream on any of your senior, be it just one bad senior or your teachers or anyone. Understand? So that was my very big mistake of screaming, which I wouldn't ever recommend anyone to do that, because obviously she's our elder. So remember when I did that, so I just went out of the room. In the batch of 150 students, I was the only one who was chucked out of the room, and it was very embarrassing. And the only reason behind it was just because I couldn't control my laughter. Do you also face the same problem of not able to control your laughter in the serious moments? If yes, then comment down below and tell me your embarrassing stories related to not being able to control your laughter. Okay, so coming up to the next question, which is by Abhishek Babu. You are my role model, ma'am. I always want to be a doctor and YouTuber. My question is, when you thought about coming on YouTube? So Abhishek, coming on YouTube was always on my head, and I remember it was third year specifically that I was always on YouTube. That means I was always watching videos on YouTube. Hours, I used to spend hours on YouTube. So I decided that and then only that I would also explore this YouTube world. I always had this thing in my head that once I'll crack my NEET PG exam, then only I would do this. I remember I was in third year and I always used to pretend that I have a camera just in front of me, and I used to always be like, hi everyone, I'm Dr. Kanika. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to never miss any updates and all of that. So I used to say this very oftenly, just because I always had this thing in head that I would come on YouTube one day. But the reason behind it to start right now was always sure that I would start my YouTube once I'll crack my NEET PG, which I have done. So next question is by Clashing Legend. मैम मुझे याद करने में बहुत दिक्कत होती है, कोई भी टॉपिक बहुत लेट से याद होता है, प्लीज़ मुझे टिप्स बताओ कि मैं भी टॉपिक परमानेंटली याद रख सकूं और मेरे फ्रेंड्स को भी यही प्रॉब्लम है, सो प्लीज़ हेल्प मी मैम। तो क्लैशिंग लेजेंड सी ये जो प्रॉब्लम है टॉपिक्स परमानेंटली ना याद करना बहुत ही कॉमन प्रॉब्लम है, इवन मेरे को भी है और आई थिंक मैक्सिमम लोगों को ये प्रॉब्लम होती है। तो एक टॉपिक को हमेशा याद रखने के लिए यू शुड ऑलवेज रिमेंबर कि हमें उस टॉपिक को सिर्फ रटना नहीं है, हमें उस टॉपिक को अंडरस्टैंड करना है। जब तुम कोई टॉपिक को अंडरस्टैंड करके लर्न करोगे तो तुम्हें वो बहुत अच्छी तरह याद हो जाएगा। सिर्फ अंडरस्टैंड ही नहीं करना, तुम्हें उसे बार बार रिवाइज भी करना है। तो आई नो बहुत सारे ऐसे टॉपिक्स होते हैं जो तुम अंडरस्टैंड नहीं कर सकते, जिन्हें सिर्फ रटना ही पड़ता है, स्पेशली इन बायो आई वुड से। तो ऐसे टॉपिक्स को तुम्हें बार बार रिवाइज करते रहना पड़ेगा। बार बार रिवाइज कर कैसे सकते हो, तुम एक चार्ट पेपर पे टॉपिक्स लिख सकते हो एंड जस्ट पेस्ट इट ऑन द वॉल्स, विच इज़ अ वेरी कॉमन थिंग, मेनी पीपल डू इट। या फिर अपनी एक छोटी सी डायरी बना लो जो अपने साथ हर जगह लेकर जाओ, कभी भी टाइम मिले ओपन करो और वो टॉपिक्स रिवाइज कर लो। बाकी अंडरस्टैंड कर लिया, रिवाइज कर लिया। मेक निमोनिक्स ऑल्सो। अगर तुम फन निमोनिक्स बनाओगे अपने टॉपिक के साथ तो तुम बहुत आसानी से वो चीज़ों को लर्न कर सकते हो। पिक्चराइज्ड मेमोरी रखो, फोटोग्राफिक मेमोरी रखो अपने दिमाग में कोई भी चीज़ का। मतलब कि ऐसे होता है कि हमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें याद नहीं होती, बट उस चीज़ का बहुत तुम्हें फन रखना है। आई थिंक इट रियली वर्क्स। तो ट्राई डूइंग दैट, बार बार रिवाइज करो, अंडरस्टैंड करो। कोई भी चीज़ अगर तुमसे लर्न नहीं हो रही, उसकी कोई वीडियो देख लो यूट्यूब पे, देयर आर मेनी वीडियोज़ अवेलेबल ऑन यूट्यूब। तो डू दैट, देन आई एम श्योर कि वो चीज़ तुम्हें बहुत अच्छी तरह याद हो जाएगी। Okay, so coming to the next question, it is by Mohammad Arif Zishan. Hi doctor, you know whenever I see an amazing character in movie like Tony Stark or listen to motivational song, dopamine level in brain increases and I get motivated to study. But the problem is it goes after 45 minutes or 1 hour. How to make it long lasting so that I can study for longer? Again, this is a very common thing. I remember I just recently saw the movie Mission Mangal, and after watching that movie I cannot even explain you the amount of motivation I had inside me after watching that. But after let's say 30 minutes or 45 minutes, everything just went away, and that is what I just created that video of training your brain. You just have to train your brain, you have to make sure that you have to study. Remind your own dream. Whenever you would just think of others, you cannot push yourself after a certain time, but you can only push yourself when you'll think of you and your own future, when you'll have a mindset very much framed that after 1 year or 2 years or 5 years or 10 years down the line you want to see yourself at this position. So when you'll have this thing in head, this thing would keep you continuously motivated and driven, and then only you will be able to achieve things. Also try to make a timetable of every day, like whenever you wake up, just have a timetable ready for yourself that you have to do these 5-6 things. Make a very strict timetable and a tight timetable. Okay, so whenever you'll have a very tight timetable, then you would make sure that you have to complete it. Even if out of those 5 things you try to do 4 things today, I'm telling you next day you would try doing all the 5 things. So when you'll do all of this thing, when you'll just make those lists and then strike it out, the moment you'll complete it, you will feel the sense of happiness, you'll feel that sense of completion, satisfaction, and then that motivation, that satisfaction would bring in that fire in you and will motivate you again to remain consistent with your performance. So any of the things, those external motivation is what I have always said, just stays with you for like 10, 20, 30 minutes, but the internal motivation is the one which drives you, which makes you crazy to achieve your own dream. So the next question is what I received on the mail. So as I said, I won't be revealing the name. So it is, thank you so much Dr. Kanika ma'am for taking out your precious time to help all the students in MBBS. I would like to ask you first, did you read standard books, Robbins or Harrison's? So I did not read any of the standard books, like especially Harrison's. I read Robbins when the second year just began, that to just 2 or 3 chapters, not much. And about the standard book I read Park completely for PSM, but that is it. I don't feel that you have to like put in extra effort to study Park, because that is the only book you should consider to study PSM. For Harrison, I wouldn't even suggest you to read Harrison, because there's no need of Harrison right now, and if you're aiming NEET PG, so for studying Harrison, studying Harrison does not determine you to crack NEET PG or not. So it is better if you do not study Harrison, because it would just take much of your time. Now, about the second question you are asking is, would appreciate if you could tell all the resources you used. I'm aware you are DBMCI student, but did you do anything else like Marrow? Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to watch cheerful doctor guiding students. Yeah, I just did DBMCI coaching and self-study all this while. Also, the only thing which I had referred to was a book called ROAMS, ROAMS, which is a review book. That is it. These are the only sources which I went through. There was no other application which I used, just the way you have mentioned here, Marrow. So nothing else I did. I just used DBMCI and the book ROAMS, and I felt that this was quite sufficient for me to get this decent rank. So the last question is by, I don't know who, because this is again a mail. So I am currently doing my internship. I have already wasted a lot of time due to lack of seriousness and taking this attempt too lightly. But I just realized how much of pressure and frustration were built up in case I have to drop. So I am firm enough to crack it with a decent rank in this attempt, no matter what. Please give tips so that I can catch up on all time that I've lost. Also, should I give GT right away despite not knowing the syllabus, or wait until I cover it once? So first thing, since you are in an internship and you are thinking to start right now, you are not late. As I've always mentioned in my previous videos, that I also started my preparation in June only. So there's no harm if you're starting right now. The only thing you need to be sure of, that now you cannot afford wasting even a single second of your whole time. So just try focusing yourself, and the only way you can, in a very short time you can cover maximum of part is by first going through the MCQs. Just open your last 10 years or 5 years previous year questions, and then just go through the MCQs, and then jot down the most important questions, okay, most important topics from those questions. And once you're done with it, then just open your notes and then revise those topics from those notes. So this is like a retrospective approach for you to do it, and this is how you can very easily cover up a very large syllabus in a very short time. And about covering up a syllabus, the first very major tip I would say is never miss on MCQs. The more number of MCQs you'll do, you'll get better by it. See, no one can complete the entire syllabus, but you can definitely get the hint how to solve MCQs, and knowing the hint itself helps you get a very nice rank. So how to solve the MCQs, how to go about MCQs, you can only do it when you solve infinite number of MCQs, right? So make a target of solving at least 200 to 300 MCQs daily along with your notes. Any of the topic you do, just solve those MCQs from those topics also. So make a target, make your schedule in such a way that you go through your MCQs, you go through your notes, and your subject wise test also. Not only this, the second thing which you were asking me about GTs, definitely you should start with your GTs right now. It really doesn't matter if you have completed your syllabus or not, because the GTs are not your main exam, right? So start with your GTs. The moment you'll give GTs, you would understand what your baseline is, right? You would understand that whether you are getting 100 questions right or 50 questions right or even 150 questions right out of 300, and then you would understand that you need to progress and how you need to progress. So start giving GTs. Make sure that you give one GT every month. So I had allotted Sunday, first Sunday of the month, and also about the whole routine of mine during internship is very soon coming on Thursday, so stay tuned for that. I would be discussing my entire routine in a very detailed manner, and that video would be coming up on Thursday, so stay tuned and watch that complete video, and then ask me any of the questions you have related to the routine. And all the best. I'm telling you, you can do it. There's nothing called late or there's nothing called early. The only thing is, whenever you start, you have to make sure that you have to complete all the syllabus, all the parts of the paper, and you have to be very much dedicated and focused. So that is it for today. These were all the questions which I had for today's session. And about my branch, I would be getting my result tomorrow, as I said, and obviously this video would be uploaded on Saturday, and Saturday only I would get my result. So wish me luck. Also about the thing which I wanted to mention, that all the NEET PG students, there's a very good news for you all, that as we all know that DBMCI have a very interesting course of vibe, that is visual images based education, in which they would be teaching you all the most important visually asked questions. Along with that, they would be giving up the soft copy, the notes, and also they would be conducting a GCLT, which is in a pattern the way NEET PG is conducted in a proper computer lab and everything like that. And also they would be revising all the 19 subjects in a very short duration. So that is a very must for everyone to join in. And I'm telling you, most of the questions, those image based questions, come from those vibe session. So I had myself also done this last year, and I would always recommend you all to join it as soon as possible. I think they're starting it from 1st August, so you may join it. And for that, you have a very amazing discount. You can use the coupon code KP40 to avail 40% of discount on the total amount of this course. So whatever the course amount would be, you would get 40% off on that. Not only on this course, anything you want from Bhatia, anything you want from DBMCI, be it you want a full course right now, a regular course, or a TND or GCLT sessions or anything like that, test series. So for that, just use this code KP40 and you would get 40% off on whatever the price amount is. So it is an amazing deal. Go for it and don't miss the vibe session. I'm telling you, it will be most helpful for everyone, because now we know that in NEET PG the images have a very important role and a lot of questions come from images, right? So everyone, all the best. So this is it for today's question round, and just comment down below all the other questions you want me to answer, and also the other topics you want me to talk on for my next videos. So till then, goodbye, take care everyone, keep hustling, and just subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it already, and let's make this channel a huge success together.